With the combine underway and the NFL draft approaching day by day, let's take a look at each position group and analyze the top prospects from each, starting with the quarterback position. This year's quarterback class is very intriguing and interesting, with all the stories surrounding each, the unknown, and the potential of each prospect, as just alone 4 quarterbacks might be taken in the top 10 alone. Start with the first QB I want to talk about. Let's go ahead and get him out the way. Start with Bryce Young. Bryce Young in his final year at Alabama put up a little bit over 3,300 yards and 32 touchdowns. In my opinion, out of all the quarterbacks, he's the one who has shown the best tape. My positives with him is he's shown great poise, elite accuracy and touch. He's great above the shoulders with how much he can read defenses and identify coverages, and how smart he is throughout the game. Now, with all that being said, the only big question about Bryce Young is his size, and in my opinion, I don't think that's too much of a big deal. It might cause trouble later on as he with his long-term ability, being able to stay healthy. But right now, I think he's the best quarterback in the draft, and I think he should be the number 1 off anybody's board quarterback-wise. Now, secondly, I'll talk about C.J. Stroud. In my opinion, C.J. Stroud might be the safest option at the quarterback position, because Bryce Young do have questions about his size. But I think C.J. Stroud, with his overall ability and size, I think he might be the safest option to take at quarterback. In his final year at Ohio State, he put up a little bit over 3,600 yards and 42 touchdowns. He's shown good touch and accuracy, and he has pretty good size, listed at 6'3" and around 215 pounds. And he appears to have good athleticism, although he doesn't use it as much. Questions start to arise with how good is he really, being that he comes from Ohio State, which he has one of the best O-lines and an elite receiving core. So the questions do form with how good he'll be able to implement to an NFL team where the weapons around him might not be so head and shoulders above the rest of everybody. But I think from what he's shown on tape and his size, I think he might be the safest option out of all the prospects at the quarterback. Now, thirdly, besides Bryce Young, we probably have the most intriguing prospect out of this class, with the addition of his size, arm talent, and mobility. Maybe off of a ceiling, he probably is the highest rated, just off of a ceiling. Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson at his final year put up 17 touchdowns and 9 interceptions with a little over 2,500 yards. And numbers-wise, nothing really pops out with Anthony. He looks pretty bare bones, but this was really his first year actually getting some pretty good starting quality time. And the most intriguing thing about him that makes him such of a high risk, high reward type of guy is his size, which he's listed at 6'4", 230. He has elite size, and he's shown to have a great arm and great mobility from in and out the pocket. Now, Anthony Richardson right now, he's shown flashes of how good he can be, but it hasn't been too much of a consistent thing to where it's something that he's the second best, the first best quarterback coming out of the draft. I think he does need to work on his consistency and accuracy, but I think if he can work on that and improve on that, with his already gifted talents being his size and mobility, I think he might be the most high-risk, high-reward prospect coming out this year. Now, you have other quarterbacks. I know one quarterback that a lot of people might be high on is Will Levis. He had a pretty down year his last year at Kentucky. Now, overall, I'm not too high on Will Levis, but I can see why some people might be intrigued by him. Overall, I think this year is a pretty stacked quarterback class. It's going to be very interesting to see how these prospects play out throughout their career. But don't forget to check out our website at brownsportsreport.com. Leading up to the draft, we're going to be posting written reports of our rankings and our mock drafts throughout. And if you would like to go see that early before we post it on here, check out our website. That's it for this one. Yeah.